Mr. Dixon or Mr.
All right,
Rosenberg?
who are we starting with for
We're going to start with the mayor.
with the mayor? Okay, Mr. Mayor, you know this better than the other people who are sitting at this panel, but the mayor's job has a lot of responsibilities. There are a lot of boards. You have the Board of Education, you have the City Council, and you represent the city on the state and the federal level. Now, this is all very time consuming. How do you prioritize these things, and what is your main focus?
Thank you, Mr. Rosenberg. The mayor does have a lot of responsibilities, but we all do. We all get 24 hours in a day. You're prioritized by what's important, and the people of West Haven are important. So it's not just the boards and commissions or the Board of Ed or the City Council, it's the people. And there's a lot of things we need to do together. But the first priority has to be is the better that we do with our finances, the more resources we'll have all the way across. So that's always got to be a priority. That's why we've been focusing on paying down the debt. That's when we're working hard to consolidate services. We moved the Board of Ed to downtown and to City Hall. And that's why we built those excellent relationships with the University of New Haven and Yale West, because they provide us resources. So continue to work hard on our federal and state relationships, which are excellent, and continue to work hard on those other relationships that provide us more revenue, not from local tax dollars. When you think about it in this context, we got $10 million for Forest Road intersection being done, $8 million for Campbell Avenue, $500,000 for Front Avenue, another $500,000 for the improvements in the fields where the kids play. Those are all grants that we received that we don't have to use local tax dollars. So I think that's important. Thank you.
Mr. O'Brien?
I think the way the way you prioritize is, you do what's important. My priority would be economic development. I think the residents have a lot to say. The residents have a place where they can go speak it. That's City Council. I think that they can go to the Board of Ed. I think my priority would be to listen to the residents and represent the people that we're elected to represent. I think economic development, in my opinion, economic development is job number one. We have to go out and seek large-scale economic development. Finances are very important, as the mayor says, but large-scale economic development is going to bring in the revenue that we need to get ourselves out of the financial mess that the city is in right now. So I think my personal priority would be economic development. Quality of life is my next big issue. I think the city, again, is in rapid decline. All one has to do is look at the center. I think that the mayor has failed in that department. I think, and there isn't a neighborhood that I have knocked on doors that those people aren't afraid to walk down those streets at night.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Mayor, do you want to respond before Mr. Chatterton?
You want to go to Chatterton?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I'd like to say my number one priority would be the finances. I heard the mayor mention a few numbers, but the fact is the city is broke. The regular general fund is $10.5 million, all know, and the bonding did go down quite a bit, but we're still $160 million there, and now we got a new high school that's being thrown at us, another $40 million with that. I think we have a lot of problems in town: blight, economic development, the school system. But we'll get into the school system later. I think the first few issues I talked about, it all comes down to money. You can't get economic development here when we don't have any money. Look at the direction of Route 1 coming in from Orange, you come in from New Haven. Or I live in the Center District where you come in from Kimberly Avenue. The city looks, well, I don't want to say dumpy, but it doesn't look very well. It only happens to look good in the West Shore District, where my other two candidates happen to come from, ironic. But what needs to be done is equal services throughout the whole city. And not just millions of dollars on a few roads.
Thank you, Mr. Chatterton. Mayor, please.
Sure, thank you. The city, I disagree, in rapid decline. This is a great city with a lot of good things going on and a great community. And the reason that finances are important, when I got in office in 2005, West Haven had the highest mill rate in New Haven County. We're lower than New Haven, we're lower than Hampton. Milford, Woodbridge is around 30-something. And the reason that is important, when you talk economic development, that has to be a factor. The business community wants to come in, they want to come in and they want to make money. We keep talking large-scale economic development. We don't have a lot of large parcels of land with 10 square miles with 53,000 people in there, so you have to take that into consideration. But 75% of America is built on small business, and we're doing an excellent job there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.